Hey loves, and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we are going to learn how to make this kiddies dress with a tulle net. So I'm going to show you guys how to achieve this clouding. We call this clouding. So you will need 10 yards of fabric if you are making it for a baby that is from 0 to 3 months old. Then you will need 1 yard of hard net, 1 yard of doll face will be enough, and 1 yard of lining. So first of all, we will cut out the down part. I want us to focus on the down part, especially the flay area. I want to make it a flay. I just want to focus on the down part for now. So first of all, I will cut out a triangular flay or a half flay. I like using a triangular flay for this type of dress. So I'll fold and I'll fold again. Then you go ahead and divide your waist measurements by 3.142. If your waist is 20 inches, you go ahead and divide it by 3.142. So whatever you get, you will use that as your radius. So for me, I got 3.4, but I decided to make it 4 inches. That is plus zipper allowance and co. So I measured 4 inches round. Then from that area, you subtract your half length. The half length is 8 inches. So from there I will mark the full length of this gown. So after marking the full length, I will cut out the triangular flay. So after cutting out this triangular flay, if you want the lining to be a triangular flay as well, you can cut it out. You can cut your lining in a triangular manner, just like this doll face. So this is the way the doll face looks, but for me, I want to make my lining a straight lining. So here is the net. This is 10 yards and I have folded it already. I'm trying to cut off the rough edge. Then I will go ahead and cut this net into 6 inches pieces. Like each of them will be 6 inches wide, and then it will be as long as possible. So I want mine to be 6 inches. If you can make yours 5 inches, that is okay as well. So I'll go ahead and cut out my 6 inches wide net. I am done cutting out the net, and this is what we have right now. You can see I have enough, so 10 yards is enough. The next thing that I will do is to cut out my lining. Like I said, my lining will be a straight lining. So if the full length of your flay is, let's say, 14 inches, that means the lining will be shorter than the flay. Like if the flay is 14 inches, the lining should be 10 inches, 11 inches. So this dress will have a double lining. One of them will carry the hard net, then the other one will be the main lining. That is the lining that you will use to turn the rough sewing and all that. So here is my hard net. I'll go ahead and cut this hard net into 8 inches wide pieces. Like they will be 8 inches wide. If you want to make yours for 4 inches, fine, but you will still see the reason why I made mine 8 inches. So after cutting that out, the next thing that I will do is to start gathering my net and all that. But I will show you guys just a little bit of how I made the upper part of this dress. So the upper part is just a sleeveless bodice. The bodice is just a sleeveless bodice. So I have joined the shoulder of the boat, I joined the lining separately, and I joined the main fabric separately. So right now I will go ahead and turn the neckline and the armhole only for now. You will turn your armhole and your neckline only for now. So I'll go to my sewing machine and I'll turn the armhole and the neckline. So remember, I have joined the shoulder already, so make sure you join your shoulder. So after turning the neckline and the armhole, this is what I have. The back neckline is a DV neckline. So right now I'll go ahead and shape. You can see how I opened it. The right side of the fabric will be facing the right side of the right side of the front will be facing the right side of the back. The same thing with the lining. So you open it up this way and stretch it out, then you go ahead and join. So here is our flay. I used my bias strip. I couldn't find a sky blue bias. I had to use a white bias to turn the hem of this flay. So after that, I'll now go ahead and start gathering this net on my flay, and you will be giving like 3 inches gap. I will show you guys how to do that. I'll take you to my sewing machine and I will show you how I joined this net. So after joining for the main fabric, you also join your net to the lining. So this is the lining. I have hemmed both of them. I've hemmed the down part. Then I'll go ahead and add my hard net to one of these linings. So the one that will carry the hard net is a bit shorter than the main lining. Like it is like 1 inch or 2 inches shorter than the main lining. So here is our hard net. I'll also go ahead and gather it on this lining, and I'll be running a stitch at the middle of this net, at the middle. So here is the bodice. I will place the front to be facing the back. You can see how the right side is facing the right side. Then you go ahead and shape. Remember to take your body measurement. So shaping it this way is way easy. The lining will be separate from the main fabrics. This will give you a very nice finishing. So I am done joining this side. I'll go ahead and turn the other side as well, so you can see how it looks. This is the armhole. So I'll also make the front to face the back, and then I'll open up the lining and stretch. Then I'll go ahead and join my side. So remember to measure it, or you can just take out the allowance that you added initially. So after that, I'll start joining my 2 net to my flay. So just go ahead and iron this very well. So here is my flay. I'll go ahead and start gathering this net on it. So you will have to pair the net. Like you will not be joining just one piece of the net. You have to double the net before gathering. So I'll advise you to start from the down part of this flay while making your gathers. So as you are sewing, you'll be gathering. Then at the end of the day, you will trim off the excess allowance you have. Like I said, double your net. It will give you a fuller look. with the first and the second step or the second tier, and in between them I have like 3 inches gap. So after joining, you go ahead and trim off the excess allowance you have at the top before you continue the third tier or the third step. So just take your time and make this as full as possible. So this one that I am joining right now is the last tier of this gather of this net. So you will have to gather that one around the waistline. It should be on the waistline, so you can see how full this looks. So after joining this last tier, if you have excess nets or SS2 nets, you can as well find the places where you have too much space, and then you fill it with this net. So just take your time and make the down part to be very, very full. Done joining, and this is what we have. You can see how full it looks. It is very, very full, but that's not all. You will have to add a hard net to your lining. It will help it to stand very, very well. So you have to keep this aside. The next thing is to join it to the upper part. This is the upper part of this dress, and I am done turning everything and ironing. So right now you go ahead and measure your half length, and then you will trim off. So after trimming off, you have to separate the lining from the main fabric. So this particular flay, the one that I gathered this net on, that one I will have to join it to the fabric. You can see, you can separate the lining from the main fabric. Then for this net, I will have to join it to the main fabric. Please do not join it to the lining, or do not join it together with the lining. Just join it to the main fabric. So here is the hard net. You can see I ran a stitch at the center of the hard net. So right now I'll go ahead and bend it over. Like I'll bend this net over and I will iron it. So making it this way will actually help this net to like stand. It will help the dress to stand. So you can see how I'm ironing it. Just iron only that area where you sewed on. I don't know if you get. You will not iron the whole of the net. Just iron it around that place where you ran a stitch on. So I am done joining this to my main fabric, and this is what you have. So for the lining that has a hard net, you place it so that it will be facing the fabric, the main fabric, the one that is carrying the softness. So you go ahead and gather this one around it. You have to join this hard net to the main fabric as well. So after joining it, this is what you will have. You can see the way I joined that net to make it to stand, because a hard net is always stubborn, so bending it over will force it to, like, it will be forcing itself to like stand back, thereby making the fleet to look very full. So here is the main lining. I will have to join this main lining to the lining of this dress. This is the only thing that I joined to the lining of the dress. So this is what it looks like. You go ahead and close your zipper allowance and add your zipper. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please do not forget to give this video a thumbs up and click on the notification bell so that anytime I upload a new video, you get notified. So you are free to add your bow tie. If you have trimmings, you can as well add your trimmings. I'll also drop the link to our Telegram group in the comment section so that you will join our Telegram group. Thank you guys so much for watching, and see you in my next video. Bye.